gonna revise the amine chapters. So first of all, as you know what's going on in Gaza, so خلينا ندعي شوي لهم نعطيهم moment of silence وندعي لهم. Okay, let's start off with amine. What is amine? Amine is a nitrogen containing group. It has a nitrogen. It's like a methane and ethane and those, but it has an amine group, a nitrogen group instead of a carbon group. As we know, ammonia, which is NH3. So amine is same as ammonia, but it has an R group instead of the 3 H's. As you all know, ammonia is a triangle planar. So amine is the same, but in ammonia it has an angle of 109.5. But because of the presence of R group, which alters the electronegativity, the angle changes to less than 109.5. As we can see, this is ammonia. It's amine. Ammonia is just the same, but instead of its R group, it has a hydrogen group. So amine can be classified into 4 classes. It can be a primary amine, which has only one R group. Also, R can be aromatic, not just any other R groups such as methyl, ethyl, and those. It can be secondary, where it has 2 R groups. It can be quaternary, tertiary, which has 3 R groups, and quaternary, which has 4 R groups, and it will be quaternary ammonium. It will be positively charged because, as we know, ammonia only forms 3 bonds, but in the presence of the 4th R group, it forms a positive charge. Also, I guess you took some of those. These also are considered amines. This is aniline, which is a benzene with an NH2 group, with amine group. Also, we have the imine. I guess you took it in the previous 2 chapters. When a carbonyl group reacts with an amine, it produces imine. Also, there's the nitrile group. And we have the amide. Amide, when an amine reacts with an acid, produces an amine. Amide. You also took this in the carboxylic acid chapters. Let's start off with the naming. The naming of the amine is the same as the naming of the alkanes, but instead of this E, we remove it and put an amine instead. For example, this CH3 is connected to NH2. If it was an alkane, we would name it as a methane. But in amines, we'll name it with a methanamine instead of an amine. Also here, the ethane. It's same as ethane, but with an NH2 group, it will be named as ethanamine. In propanamine, we add the directions because, as we know, the NH2 can be on the first carbon or the second carbon. But here in ethanamine, we didn't add because if it was on the second carbon, it will be still on the first carbon from the other direction. Here, as you can see, this contains 3 carbons. The amine group is on the second carbon, so that's why we call it true propanamine. Not the same as this one propanamine, because here the NH2 group is on the first carbon. حد عنده سؤال إشي؟ شايفين شابتر سهل واضح صح؟ تفضل.
Ammonia is trigonopyramidal, right? Because that's what I know, but
Yeah, it's a pyramidal, not a planar. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So now for naming the secondary amine, tertiary amine. In secondary amine and tertiary amine, as you know, there is more than one R group. For example, here, the ethyl group will be the main chain, the parent chain. So it will be ethanamine, and the second R group will be associated, which be considered as an alkyl group. So it will be methyl, N-methyl ethanamine. Because we also put this N because this methyl group is connected to the amine group. Or one propanamine, it's supposed to be ethanamine, not the propanamine, sorry. Also here, we have the parent chain, which is a butane connected to the amine group, and we also have the alkyl group is a methyl. So it will be, there's a problem with the name. It should be N-methyl 2-butanamine because NH2 is connected to the second carbon of the butanamine, as you can see here. Here we have a tertiary amine which has 3 R groups. It has 3 R groups. 2 are methyls and 1 is an ethyl. The ethyl will be the parent chain because it has more carbons. So it will be ethanamine and connect to 2 methyls. So it will be NN dimethyl because both the methyls are connected to the nitrogen compound. حد عنده أي question؟ مركزين؟ في التركيز؟ Okay. هلا here we have 2 ethyls, 1 methyl. The parent chain will be will be the ethyl, but will be considered as ethanamine. Or we have a methyl and ethyl, both are connected to the N carbon. So according to the naming, the ethyl will be first, right? For sure it will be N ethyl, N methyl, ethanamine. We also didn't add a number here for the direction because it's an ethanamine. For adding 1 or 2, it will be still considered on the first carbon. It's the same.
كان في alkyl groups على الchain.
For example here.
نفس الرسمة بس خليها.
يعني وكيف يعني؟
ضيف CH3 لا
هون مثلا CH3 هون وهون CH2 CH3. High will be considered as a propyl. It will be 2 propanamine 2 propanamine و يعني N ethyl N methyl 2 propanamine. فهمت؟ صح؟ فاهمين؟ فأنا هون question naming. حد حابب؟ تفضل.
Okay, 4 and butyl, butylamine. Better butylamine. ليش هيك صار؟ أنا
1 2 3 4 5 6
butylamine صح؟
No, hexane.
كيف هيك صار؟
أول شيء we take the parent chain. This is the parent chain. 6 carbons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it will be 6 hexanamine. 6 hexanamine.
عندك biology بالترتيب.
وعندنا اللي شو اسمه؟ لا not 6. هلا ال NH2 is on the second carbon, فت will be 2 hexanamine. وعندنا two which are the BR is on the fourth والmethyl is on the fifth. ف bromine will be first, will be 4 bromo, 5 methyl, 2 hexanamide.
ممكن هكسا 2 هكسا 2
هذه N dimethyl
ايوه هلا انا هون this is شو cyclohexane و it will be considered the parent chain و instead of cyclohexane we'll write شو cyclohexanamine و we have two substrates are connected to the N ف NN dimethyl cyclohexanamine وما حطينا direction because when ما كانت it will be on the first carbon of the cyclohexane. Okay. هنا priority will be to the carboxylic acid.
amino group صح؟
Yeah. Well, NH2 will be considered as amino group.
يعني 5 amino
لا
1 2 3 4 5 amino شو بعدين؟
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 amino hexanoic acid. اوكي هلا اول شيء اول ما تشوف السؤال بيسال عن الرسمات ما تطلع على الرسمه انت اول شيء دروت خلاص اول شيء البيرنت chain contains 6 carbons. We'll drop 6. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, the amine group will be on the third carbon. Oh, we have 2 methyls and 1 ethyl. The ethyl will be on the NH carbon, on the amine group. We have 2 methyls on the second carbon with third carbon. بعدين عبوها الاتشات زي ما بدكم. فلأن هاي الرسمة أي وحدة لو تسميها فات.
ايوه انت كنت اللي ما اقدر اشوف هاي جدا
هلا هاي on the second carbon NH عندنا شو on the third carbon كنسل هاي. هون on the third carbon كنسلها. ايش؟
لا صح
3 hexanamine. الامين جروب should be on the
طيب
third carbon. هاي second carbon كنسلها. إيه هون كله third. وشو اسمه الان ايثايل should be connected to the amine group. هاي كنسلنا وين في هون هاي has a methyl group connected to the amine group كنسلها. هون ما في امين جروب امين بالنص فهي غلط. وصف عندنا هدول الاثنين.
فوق على اليمين فوق على اليمين
ايوه اللي فوق على اليمين صح. لانه هون الميثايل on the fourth carbon it's supposed to be in second with third. هيك اسئله الامتحان. هلا نروح للكومن نيمز. حكينا عن النومنكليتشر العادي. ايش؟ نفس الاي باك نيم ولا اكثر من اسم. ففي عندنا الكومن نيمز. هلا بالكومن نيمز instead of saying methanamine وهدول مثلا we have a methyl group we say methyl amine. ethyl amine. بروبانين. هاي supposed to be methyl amine. ما بعرف نطلع بروبانين الصراحة. هون 2 carbons ethyl amine. اوكي هسه هون عندنا شو عندنا عندنا في البيرنت تشين وعندنا السبستريت العادي. هذا السبستريت والبيرنت تشين. both are connected to the NH. قالت as ethyl methyl amine بدون لا دايركشن لا ارقام ولا شيء. This one we mentioned before, the tertiary amine has 2 ethyl groups and 1 methyl. هاي methyl amine غلط، هاي methyl amine. فهاي اللي عندها 2 ethyl groups 1 methyl be diethyl methylamine. هلا هاي you took it before. تولين. ايه؟ ايوه. هلا التولين sometimes the carboxylic group also will have شو؟ will have ال NH2 اللي هو بتصير شو؟ aniline. A benzoic acid with both CH3 and NH2 will be toluidine. It can be ortho, meta, and para. Ortho, meta, para you took it كل واحد direction تكون يا اما second, third, or fourth. هلا let's talk about the properties تاع الامين. هلا comparing الامين to alcohols, الامين usually have higher melting point to boiling point, but they have same solubility. The solubility depends on the number of carbons. The difference in boiling point and melting point is because the difference in electronegativity of the nitrogen and oxygen. As we know, oxygen has higher electronegativity than nitrogen. As we know, as the number of carbons increase, the solubility decreases. Tertiary amine has low boiling point and low melting point because it lacks an hydrogen group. Primary and secondary amine usually have higher boiling point and melting point. هلا خلينا نحكي عن preparation of amine. Amine can be prepared either from alkyl halide or from the reduction of nitro compounds or high doses of amine. When we add an amine group to an alkyl halide, the N will go binds to the R, and this will free the Cl. When the primary amine will be more reactive than the ammonia itself. When it becomes more reactive, it reacts more until it reaches the quaternary amine. Same reaction will happen again and again. A reduction of a nitro compound. It can be reduced from an aromatic either by reduction by H2 with nickel or by Cl2 HCl with NaOH and H2O. Also amide, you took it. It will be reduced by LiL ALH4 with ether and H3O2 3O plus to an amine, normal amine. هذول كلهم بحفظ. النيترايل جروب كمان it will be reduced عادي either by H2 نحط H هون H هون H هون H هون to be reduced to an amine or by AlH4 with ether and H3O. والcarbonyl group you took this reaction كمان in شو اسمه previous chapters. NH2 will bind here. Wait, خليني أرسم أحسن. ال H2 وال O هيروح مع بعض ك H2O will release H2O with these will be connected to each other. فال move H2O will be converted to imine. وبعدين by either reduction by H2 أو LiL ALH4 with ethers will be reduced to an amine or with NaBH3CN. الهيدrolysis of amide can be hydrolyzed either by can be acid catalyzed or base catalyzed. كمان هذا took it in the previous chapter. هذا بس to prepare for amine. We'll hydrolyze it here. OH and H, OH and H will give us to an amine. Amine and carboxylic acids. What is summary of the reactions? هلا wait. هنا هدول two different catalysts يعني هذا الكاتاليست لحال كان بيعطينا رياكشن هذا لحال يعني two different methods. وهون لا هدول مع بعض. وهون سيم هدول لحال وهدول لحال يعني two different methods يعطونا هذا الامين. وهون كمان نفس الشيء. هيو اور هاي. هلا خلينا نحكي عن البيزستي تاع الامين. We talk about the acidity and basicity both of them. هلا both amines and alcohol act as weak acids or weak bases. بس الامين considered more basic because of the nitrogen, as you know, nitrogen is electronegative. هلا also the normal amines are more basic than aromatics because in aromatics, as you know, free electrons form resonance. This will increase electronegativity. فال basicity تاع الامينز are more basic than aromatics. وكمان also tension amine has low acidity because, as you know, it doesn't have an H group. هلا خلينا نحكي عن هاي هلا amines. This is a normal amine صح؟ If we add a Cl to it, Cl is electronegative, so it will draw more electrons. This will decrease to basicity. So this one is less basic than this one, and adding another Cl will decrease the basicity more because it attracts more electron, it withdraws more electron, so basicity decrease. فالelectron withdrawing group شو بيسوي بالعادة؟ They reduce the basicity, while electron donating groups they increase the basicity. That's why when we add R groups, for example, if we add an CH3 to it or an ethyl, it will increase the basicity because alkyls they donate electrons. They are electron donating groups. وكمان here it's the same. NO2 شو electron withdrawing group. It will reduce the basicity. It will withdraw more electrons, reduce the basicity. Adding more electron withdrawing group will reduce the basicity. This one is more basic than this one, more basic than this one. هلا الديستنس هذا اللي حكينا عنه قبل شوي شو اسمه؟ accumulating effect. Now we talk about distance effects. The distance effects يعني say that the closer the electron withdrawing group to the nitrogen, the more it decreases the basicity. ليش؟ إنه when it's more closer it withdraws more. When it's further it withdraws less electrons. If أول شيء we have no BR, it has high basicity. Adding BR will decrease basicity. When BR is closer, it will decrease the basicity more. Here it will have the least. It will be the least basic. This will be called the distance effect. Which of the following amines is the most basic? ايش؟ يا dimethylamine ليش؟
ليش مو مثلا؟
لا it has more R groups. increasing the R groups increase the basicity. لأنه R groups are شو؟ electron donating groups.
The least basic.
So it's dimethylamine.
The least basic.
لا the least basic.
These.
ايوه يا انيلين. وليش؟ لانه الميثايل انيلين has a methyl group, it will increase the basicity. فهاي will be the least basic. وهاي is less basic than dimethylamine. هلا أول شيء the order of the decreasing أول شيء order them as decreasing PKA. فأي واحدة من الأعلى PKA للأقل PKA. أعلى PKA لأقل PKA يعني شو؟ أعلى بيزستي لأقل. لا أعلى بيزستي لأقل. يا شو رأيك؟
4 3 1 2
هلا ايوه 2 موست بيسك بعدين هلا from most basic 2 بعدين 1 بعدين 3 then 4 4 عندها electron withdrawing group decrease it هاي عندها شو الاروماتيك والريزونانس والكويفايت decrease it كمان بيزستي هاي less basic than هاي ليش؟ انه هاي عندها R group هاي electron donating مش محتاجة بس ايوه زي ما حكيت 2 1 3 4 هلا خلينا نحكي عن الاسايليشن شو الاسايليشن؟ adding an acyl group للامين جروب هلا كيف بتصير؟ this nitrogen will bind here the second bond بتروح بتصير negative ايوه ال end binds هون بتصير negative resonance وبعدين هاي will binds هون وهاي ال H leaves مع ال Cl لا ال R group leaves الامين بتضل وهاي نفسها اللي شو اسمها كان فورمز الامايد بس مع R group وال HCl اللي هي ال Cl اللي هي كانت ال R group لا وين ايوه ال Cl كانت ال X group وال H هي طلعت سوت HCl سنة في 2 R groups لا هو شو اسمه الهاي هون R group supposed to be R group لا هاي الار جروب الثاني من هنا من الاسايل اتسلف السكند ار جروب is supposed to be هنا ف it leaves as HCl ولازم يكون عندنا 2 R groups
كانت NH3
ايش؟
كانت NH3 كده
ما فهمت
إذا كانت بدال RNH2
ايوه NH3 ايوه هنا وهلا الكوترنا امونيوم كومباوند كيف نسويها؟ من رياكشن شرحناها قبل شوي تاعت الكاي هلايد الاترشري امين ورياكت وذ RCl وجيف اس شو الامونيوم كومباوند هلا نحكي عن دايزونيوم هلا in this reaction شو بصير؟ هلا الدايزونيوم فينا نستعمله لنسوي كثير رياكشنز فهون we convert to NN هلا this NN will be شو a good leaving group ف when we react the nucleify with some catalyst we can produce a lot of aromatics فهون it leaves و nucleified binds هلا بعطيكم example هلا for example this one will be a good leaving group. الرياكشن مع هاي بيعطينا شو؟ CN هنا with HCl مع يعني هيدروجين مع أي halide بيعطينا شو؟ الهالايد itself. يعني هون يعني we can use this one to produce أي aromatic بدنا إياه. لأنه as I said إنه هاي NN it will be a good leaving group. قربنا نخلص. بقى آخر شيء. قلت لكم سريع خفيف. سهل ولا صعب؟ ايش؟ شايفه؟ وبعرف الباوربوينت شوي يا الله اوكي هلا we can add الأيازو كومباوند مع aromatics اي شيء كيف؟ هلا هنا it will form resonance الدبل بوند تيجي هون this one كمان بتروح هون هاي بتيجي هون والتشارج هون تنتقل لهون. فشو بصير؟ بيعطينا واحدة بتكون الكتروفايل وواحدة نيوكليفايل. فالديزونيوم مع ايروماتيك نقدر بصير بعدين دايازو كابلينج. وهون لانه في نيجاتيف تشارج بسبب الريزونانس، وهون كمان ريزونانس البوزيتيف تشارج راحت، فبوزيتيف ونيجاتيف ورياكت توجذر وذ NaOH بيعطينا الكومباوند هذا.
ليش كسرنا بون؟
ايش؟
ليش كسرنا بون؟
اي بوند
كان اول شيء كان 3 بون زي صار عندنا 2 بون.
نفسها النوتس فيها شوي نفس الشيء. استنى هون. اوكي لا هون صح دبل بوند. هلا لا صح اللي فوق. هذا سؤال النيتروجين كم بوند بيعمل؟ 3 بوندز. فهون لانه it forms 4 فبصير بوزيتيف. هون هون عندها بوند واحدة ناقصة عشان هيك عندها بوزيتيف تشارج. كمان as we know انه النيجاتيف تشارج بتسوي بوند، البوزيتيف تشارج بتشيل بوند. يعني وين البوينتس بتشيل بوند هاي بتصير بوزيتيف. وبس خلصنا.